You know, sometimes you just can't decide between pancakes and waffles, so you make both, but this entire plate right here is only 360 calories, 40 protein, 8 fat and 50 carbs, if you can see in my MacroFactor app right there. And this PE Science pancake mix is delicious. And I have a feeling there's gonna be somebody that tries to steal a bite. It's the magic tripod, it just keeps moving. I can assure you guys, there is not a breakfast on the planet for under 400 calories that tastes this good. So there is a new grift in the fitness industry, which I know is shocking, right? And what I love about these online fitness entrepreneurs, it's almost admirable in its own way, is they will do and say anything to make money except get a real job. And I don't want anyone in my audience to fall victim to that. The issue with most things in fitness is they are very simple. So what these online talking heads do is they will purposefully complicate it to profit. And I have no issue with people making profit. I love making money. I'm always trying to sell something, but just not at the expense of others, and definitely not by lying. So last week we talked about training, and I uploaded my workout split to the link down in my description box. I know a lot of you guys downloaded that. It's a free workout plan. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Today we're gonna be talking about the nutrition side. Now, when it comes to nutrition, there is so much nuance. So what we're gonna be talking about today is really just applying to 90% of people out there, because we don't need to get so caught up in the minute details. We do not want to let perfection be the enemy of good. So unless you're some kind of professional bodybuilder, you do not need to optimize every single detail to see results. And the harsh reality is, even though sometimes it's annoying, tracking macros and calories is the most effective and efficient way to make progress. Now, this might sound hypocritical because I'm of the belief that the quality of your foods actually matter much more than the quantity when it comes to overall health, how the body functions, and really a lot of other things. But for me to tell you that calories in versus calories out doesn't matter when it comes to making progress, it just would not be honest. So this is really a classic case of multiple things being true at once. But what I've noticed over the last few months is there's two categories of people that really want to discount energy expenditure. One are those online coaches trying to sell you their services, and the other are those die-hard individuals that are so set on one diet, whether that be keto or animal-based or whatever the fad diet is, that will convince you that as long as you eat those foods, it doesn't matter how many calories you eat. But it's just not true. And you know, I'm a pretty good case study of this. If you look through this footage from this past summer where I tracked my macros for 60 days, that's all that I changed. I was eating the same types of foods, just a little bit less quantity, and I got in some of the best shape of my life. So to say that it doesn't matter, it's kind of ridiculous. Now, most of you already know I stick to a very strict eating protocol, and I'm very particular about the foods that go into my body. Like my beef is grass-fed, grass-finished. This is cauliflower rice. I ate a lot of fruits, a lot of whole foods, very minimal processed foods. So I don't want it to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I just don't want to confuse anyone and make you think that you have to eat organic, grass-fed to make progress. Now, I would argue that what's much more important than making progress in the gym is being healthy and the way the animals are treated. But to some people, you know, that might not be in your budget, might not be a top priority right now like it is for me. So it's just something worth considering. I guess to summarize everything, to make it as simple as possible, they both matter, the types of foods and the quantity of foods. So do your best to one, track your food if you've never done it before so you understand what's going in your body. That's the number one mistake most people make. They just don't know. They might be eating way too much or way too little. And of course, think about your overall health in the foods that are going to optimize your performance. So the app that I use to track my food is called MacroFactor, and you guys can use code Travis at the link down below to get a free trial. Now this is something that I purchased myself. I think I pay like $100 a year or something, so it's not too bad. You don't have to use MacroFactor. There's MyFitnessPal, there's other things out there. I just think this has more features that are beneficial for me at least, and it's very intuitive. So you can see just a very moderate lunch here, but I just think it's important, no matter what platform you use, gain an understanding of what is going into your body. Guys, we have been on the sous vide gang lately, so all you have to do is get your steak in one of these plastic bags here, and we're gonna suck all the air out of this bag. According to the experts, you want as little air in this thing as humanly possible. And watch this. All you gotta do, hit power, check this out. Amazing, but you don't wanna suck the juices out. Just a little bit of the air, like that, and then you hit this button right here. Vacuum sealed steak. What a time to be alive. Now here's what's so great about the sous vide. All you have to do, set the temperature, which I'm gonna put mine on 140. I'm going to change the time to 2 hours. All right, 140, 2 hours. It is going to start preheating, and once it's preheated, all I have to do is baptize my steaks and then come back in 2 hours and they're essentially complete. So once we get up to the 140 degrees, all I have to do is use these little, I don't know if they're paper clips or what you call them, but we'll use that to keep the steaks down into the water. There's some thick boys right there, so we're just gonna dunk it just like that, clip it up, and we'll see you guys in 2 hours. The baptism is over. We're gonna take these boys out and let them sit for about 5 minutes. So I know these steaks look a little sad and dehydrated, but just wait, the best part is yet to come. So camera wife is adding the butter to the super hot cast iron pan, and this is one of the most beautiful processes you've ever seen. Oh baby. And there you have it. We'll let it rest for 5 minutes, but that steak is pure perfection, if I do say so myself. All right, Griffin, moment of truth, buddy. Perfect. That is just perfect. You know, that might have been the best steak I've ever made in my entire life. That sous vide thing is the real deal. But that's a perfect example. That was very high quality ingredients, grass-fed steak, grass-fed butter, and that ends up being about 50 grams of fat. So if I had that 3 times a day, it's probably not gonna be in my best interest. So it's important to understand kind of the numbers behind everything. And then for dessert, you know, I'm always gonna have my 2 scoops of pea science protein, the best tasting protein in the entire world. And all of us usually need protein at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the final macros for the day right there. And I really think the whole purpose of counting your food is not to do it forever, but maybe just doing it for a season. Or for me, maybe I'll do it like once or twice a week because, you know, I've done it for years and years and years, and I kind of just know what's going in my body. And by all means, you don't have to do it, but if you're looking for the most effective and the most efficient, as I mentioned earlier, I would highly suggest it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Appreciate you being here, and I look forward to talking to y'all next week.